I've worked with kids for pretty much professionally for 10 years or so. And I've been dealing with kids all my life because even when I was a kid, because I'm an eldest daughter. And as I've been getting older, as I've been dealing with kids, I've realized I had to catch myself, right? Especially the older kids. Um, and now because of the pandemic, I'm seeing a little bit difference. A lot of teachers, a lot of, people who work with children do see that they have some delays, right? Because of the pandemic, and there's some immaturity that you didn't see in the other generations because of the pandemic. And I think there's a benefit to it because a lot of times I find myself saying like, hey, you need to the older kids, you need to be an example for the younger kids. You need to be do this, blah, 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 blah. Because as the eldest daughter, that's what was created in my mind. That was what was kind of pushed onto me. And so now when I deal with other kids, they're looking at you like you're crazy. They're like, I don't care about these other kids. I need to do what I need to do. I need to feel the way I need to feel. This is mine. This is that, blah, 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 blah. And even though at first I'm like, that's really selfish, I catch myself being quiet when they say that, because it's true. We have to allow the older kids to go through the developmental stages that they need to go through, regardless of the other kids around them. Now, of course, you teach them how to be kind, how to share, right? That maybe they're bigger than other kids, so they have to be careful with how they play with them, those types of things. That's understandable. But to rob them of the developmental years of being a child because they have to assume position for another child or to be a leader for another child, that's not something that they should have to worry about as children. That's what adults are for. And they don't even do that. They don't even lead by example a lot of times, right? Stop crying stop yelling because, I need you to stop. I need you to be like this because I'm trying to show your younger sibling. No, that's not their job. Their job is to be a child. And if you rob them of the developmental years of them being able to work through processes, then you have adults who are missing gaps, who are missing stages and having to go back and having to try to figure out how to, maneuver, So just think about that, because I had to check myself too as a person who works with kids, as a person who loves working with kids. We need to stop making that as a thing and allow other kids to just developmentally grow on their speed and not have to rush the process because there's somebody else going along, or have to rush the process because your bandwidth, your irritation of having to deal with the younger ones while dealing with the older ones is thin, right? Our patience, because that's what happens a lot of the time. The younger ones is acting out, and so we're telling the older ones, oh, I need you to behave because I can't deal with both at the same time. That's not fair to them. All right, just a thought.